Good morning, everybody. It's getting lively already this morning. Let's get situated here and get going on our day. Happy Friday. All right, so let's get going here on our day. Good morning, Gary. Good morning, Sheila. Good morning, Safe. Good morning, everybody. Let's get going on the daily. We're gonna start with the daily, right? If we can find it. Yeah, here we go. All right. So what we're seeing here is a resilient market. We're starting off with a resilient market, at least. How we end up is a different story. Um, we're coming up on what's Globex. It's 511 and a half. Let me just confirm that because it's 504 and a half. That is Globex. So that's going to be a pivot point all day long. We're 2 minutes away from the cash market open here. So the 4.5 number is going to be a pivot point for the rest of the day. As long as we trade above it, you're getting rotations on the upside, and we should be more inclined to go long. Anything under it, we are expecting a rotation lower, and that's going to put us in a position where we could start getting short. There's nothing up there. I mean, like, this market can just rotate higher and higher till it hits that wall. Target number 2 on this rotation is 16,682 and a quarter. You know, it's a lot to. I'd rather just say 82 and a quarter because it's just very wordy to mention all these numbers. But that's where we at. That's where we're heading to. When we look at this type of structure, the market came back, retested, shot up, broke the highs. The expectation is to see a retest of that breakout, but that's well, the market is not doing that right now. They're just simply not. They're just getting going on a run up to 82 and a quarter. Obviously, the 04 and a quarter is an issue. Then the low of that, I mean, if you go through that, you're going to go through the low of Globex, which is 87 and a quarter. So that's the daily picture, a strong market. If we go in and dig deeper, right? We are cash market open here. So we gotta be focused. 100 NT Rinko is positive, same scenario. Same thing going on with the 50. 50 is positive, the 200 is positive. We're looking at a 25 and a 30 that is positive as well. So across the board, we're getting this rotation on the upside. And now it's just a function of being patient. And ultimately, the 100 NT Rinko will close at 26.75. So let's draw that. 26.75. Here we go. So they just put a captain setup short right here. Oh, they put a captain setup switch trade. Look at that right here. So that's important to see. We're getting a push lower. If you get into this steady zone, it's a buying opportunity as a scalp against the close. And let's just see where would that be. Market is moving quick, so we have to move quick too. to 37, and actually we got that. We got the 37 and a half bounce. So now they're putting a switch trade and they're probably going to flush it. The 100 NT Rinko closed, and we should be seeing a bit of a. I'd like to see a rally back up first before I jump in. I don't know if they're going to give it to us, but we should be getting short here on rallies. Here we go. 43.
Order pending.
ES is, dropped under the cloud. Good morning, Frida. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, ES is weak. We're getting a little bit of pressure in NQ. So we're looking to get short here against that 63 level if we can get up to my entry point. An aggressive move for me is just to take the short if we get a one candle reversal and then add at that 43 if the market runs up. It's going to be a little bit aggressive, but I'd rather get to 43 and get filled. ES is selling off here. You're getting a switch trade. That's a short. And here it comes. Okay, so I mean, well, here we go.
Order filled.
I didn't necessarily want to see that exactly that way. Here we go. I mean, if you give me a captain setup and I'll add some more.
Order filled.
All right, let's see.
Order pending. Order filled.
Don't do this to me.
Order filled. Order stop filled.
What the hell's going on here? Let me see. Never seen a seven prong captain setup before. So let's see if we can get a pullback here. We're too heavy in this thing right now. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna be my last ad here, and then I'm gonna have to go and stop myself out at 64. I don't want to start my day like this, but 69 actually, it's not 64. So that's 70. Okay. Well, let's see. I have one more ad in me, and that would be
Order
it.
pending. Order
Okay,
filled.
right here. And my stop is right there, and let's not get up there. Okay, that's good to see. All right. Well, that was no fun. So we're basically broke that captain's, not the captain setup, but that switch trade, that close on lower high close on the 100 NT Rinko, that signal or that one candle reversal ended up basically getting flipped on. So the market right here is just decisively wants to be long unless they break it back down to 2775. Yeah, that was the nasty one. That was a nasty one. Let's see here. So they put a short here. We added there, consolidated. They got stopped us out on that reversal. Let's see what we're gonna do here next. Yeah, I may take a quick break here and let this market figure out what it wants to do. ES is, I mean, we say weak, but where's Globex? So, see, we're above below Globex. Globex is at 47.05 and a quarter, and we're looking at a high, a lower high, a lower high, and this is a lower high here. So you can't break that O3, or otherwise this rotation will just head to Globex and blow the top off of people. That was messy. All right, let's just put good trades on. It doesn't matter if we took a big stop or not. I have to put another good trade in, even if it's just a 5 contract trade. Target number two is hit on NQ, and we're looking for pullbacks as a buying opportunity in the sequence. And we're very close to the all-time high again, 590. And if we hit that, then things will start speeding up. ES is making a lower high in this rotation, so you really the longs need to continue to protect 96 and a half, and if you get a one candle reversal back up, then you should be looking at a run up to 47.02 and a quarter and 47.03, which is target number one. Then target number two is 47.08 and a quarter. It's not paying to get short this market. It's simply not paying. I mean, even though you're getting multiple candle pullbacks, but it's also you're getting these nasty 100 NT. That's what happened yesterday too, right there. We ended up getting caught up in that mess right here and right here. All right, let's just stay focused and just go on for the next one. More rotations on the upside. Yeah, OPEX today, option expiration. Yeah, which makes the market a little bit more volatile during that type of behavior. All right, they're continuing that push. 100 NT Rinko is still positive across the board. You're getting pullbacks getting bought up. I mean, like every pullback right here, one, two, and three. Even this one right here to the middle of the range, they ended up. And all-time high. All right, we're getting that run up. Hmm. Hey, good morning, Nishan. How are you? Good morning. Good morning, Vishal. How are you? ES is, I mean, obviously right here, retested and shot up to target number one. Target number two is 47.08 and a quarter. The 100 NT Rinko is continuing to basically push. You know, all pullbacks are buyable unless you get a 79 close on NQ. Then you have to be apprehensive about uh, a fade that could take you down to that 13. It looks like our feed just went down here on Ninja Trader. Yeah, we're reconnecting here. Okay, we're back in. So targets on ES. Um, I mean, you're getting a pullback right now, so that pullback has to test well. So the channel that we are in right now is channel number 1. We're coming to the middle of the range, so this price right here has to hold, which is right here. So the 98 and a quarter, the top end of it is the 4700, which is a whole number. You expect a little bit of fading coming in, and also your the 96 and a quarter. So right here, you're seeing if we can get a one candle reversal back up, meaning a close above uh, 04, then that would be a continuation trade. Target number 2 will be 47.08 and a quarter. Target number 3 will be 47.13 and a quarter. Then you're going to get an outlier event, which is 728 and a quarter and 38 and a quarter, which is, it's going to take a little bit of work to get there. Yeah, we seem like to be connecting and disconnecting here. All right, but that's kind of the over. Well, here you go. You're not getting that. You're like literally dipping it right into that zone and fairly quickly. So that means that the channel broke down, and this whole rotation has a stop under that 93 and a quarter. So you can't, like, if they flip this thing and close at 47, then you're establishing channel number 2. Then anything under that channel is an automatic stop, and you're looking for a run up back into these levels. But the market is just getting fairly wiggy here. And I'm sure that's not a term that is known, wiggy, but it's just 78 and a quarter. So 70, let me just adjust that. 78 and a quarter. Hmm. All right, 100 NT wrinkle flipped. So we'll see what happens here. ES is breaking under that box altogether. So you're getting weakness that's stepping into the market. And I wouldn't be too excited about just jumping in and going long here.
Order pending. Order
All
filled.
right, we're gonna go short right here, and I have one more ad in me at 607, and that would be it.
Order pending.
The idea here is a simple one, is we need to see 66 on this price. So any trades that I'm taking right here has that target in mind. And the stop is that high, which is 17. A one candle reversal here, I will add.
Order
I
filled.
added. And if it runs back up to like the 90, I'll add some more.
Order pending. Order
There we go. Then we have that add at 607 with a stop at the 17, and that would be the end of that. Either this is going to work or it's going to stop me. My target is in the 60s. Yeah, ES is struggling in this area as well. So there's pressure. I think we're going to get the 60s. If we run back up to the 80s, I'll add some more.
order pending. Order filled.
Added some more here. Captain set up short on the 12 NT Rinko, so let's see how well they handle that one. I mean, the expectation is to see 75 here fairly quickly. Yeah, that's not good here. Well, that's fine. I mean, they're gonna run it up. I have my stop up there. I have my target down here. It's just a function of being patient and waiting for either or happening. Yeah, that 4700 on ES is getting retested. So if we can get a one candle reversal, which is a close at 97, then that would be a bit of a bearish behavior.
Order pending. Order filled.
All right, I'm gonna add here, and let's see if we can get that push. Here we go in ES. You start to get that 97.75. We will get a little bit of a short behavior. Yeah, we should expect a break below that 95 in ES, which is gonna help a little bit in Q. Yeah, you really need a break below that 75 in NQ. ES, what is ES right now? Yeah, look at that. Here we go. That 4700 is getting tested and retested, and every time they hit it, they fade it. So that's a good sign for the shorts. You established channel number one in that sequence. So basically, what that tells me that they need to hold the O1 to the O3 zone. The shorts need to hold that, and if they don't, then this thing is gonna probably do something similar to this, which is to come and rotate higher. So those are the levels that I need to be kind of conscious of. Yeah, you gotta break that 75. Ultimately, I mean, they could play around here all they want, but they gotta break that 75. Okay, switch trade on ES short. So entry is here at 98, has a stop at 01, and you're looking for a push to 96.
Order canceled.
Picked up some profit off of that first one. So we're up decent on this trade, about 11 grand, but we should get paid a little bit more.
Order
Another five contracts.
order pending.
Another five contracts. Another five contracts.
Canceled. Order pending. Order
Another five contracts, and we are gonna leave the rest for a bigger run. And that was a good run too on ES on the short side. So they're gonna counter rally here, right? That's what they're gonna about to do. But that is an opportunity. Excuse me. That's an opportunity for us to look for um, another short or reload of that short. So we have to see how far they'll take it back up. But it's a good trade. It's a so what's the expectation right here? Oh man, I'd like to see us break below Globex. I really do. I mean, it's going to also depend on how the market is going to behave, but ultimately, um, I want to see something that looks like 500 and lower. And if we break that low, which I mean, in a market that has been up that much throughout the day, I wouldn't be surprised if we do that. That would be significant. So all these rotations you see in an ES also are, fairly weak. You have to get in there correctly. So basically, all my shorts, or I mean, where I'm at right now is a good spot anyway. But my stop is still going to be that 17. If they want to come back and run it all the way back up and take me out, then good for them. I'll pay the price. But we should the bigger target for us here, and they're going to pause it along the way. Don't take me wrong here. They'll play around with this for a little bit. Is you're getting an attempt at that 500. So they're putting captain setup long right now. So that is a bullish sign that they're stopping the short behavior here. Now if they put a switch trade, that captain setup and a switch trade, that would be a bit bullish, and we could see 70, 75 off of it. Yeah, and anybody that's short needs to watch 95.50. If they close that, which they're about to, they're going to run this price up to 98. So watch out. Make sure that you're taking profits along the way. I'm looking at the bigger picture here, and I'm holding through some swings. That's just a little bit different than if you're trying to scalp this thing. You got to take your profits. So they're gonna run both NQ and ES up here. I added a little bit here. I'm going to add it to 86 again.
Order pending.
You see what I'm saying? When they put that captain set up, and actually look at that on the NQ too. Damn it. They put a captain set up and switch trade right there. And that's a very long signal. So they're pushing the prices higher here, which is fine. All right, I got to get out of that one. So what they did here is I was trading against them flipping that 100 and they just did. So I got to get out. So I got out of that one. And right now, they could be, making another attempt at that high. So I'm gonna just basically be patient. I mean, there's a case to be said that pullbacks are buyable here, but I'm just gonna be patient and just wait. Okay, so ES, for anybody that's watching, you see that captain setup? Now look at him now, for damn sure. Because the minute that happened, I was like, okay, you gotta watch your positions. If you're short, you need to cover, you need to take profits, and if you're scalping or taking 2, 3, 4, 5 points in ES, when you see something like that, you need to kind of be fairly careful about holding on to a position against that. And the market ran out of that one from 95 to basically almost 8 points. All right, so what we're going to do here is all going to be contingent on what happened to the 100 NT Rinko right now. I mean, if they put a switch trade here, meaning a close at 52.50, then any rally back up, I'm going to get in short aggressively in, right? And I will be looking for targets to in the 25, and I'm going to be looking for targets into the 500 and a potential break of that. So that 50, 52 again is going to be a critical level. I mean, look at that. I mean, that hold was a good one. It just, I mean, I didn't want to go against the 100 NT Rinko, so I stopped myself. The whole rotation that we got involved into was a profitable one. I mean, we got short right here, added, and all in this rotation against that 17 stop. And then the market flushed and sold, and we covered. Held on to 5 and added here for what eventually ended up happening, which is that retracement, but had to stop myself out on that last rotation. Anyway, nonetheless, the 52 is a critical level. And we're going to watch it. Okay. So what you're seeing here, whenever the market dips that deep into that 100 NT Rinko, that just tells you something right there. That there's some weakness there, and there's some pressure. Typically, when the market is very robust, they just kind of flip, give you maybe 25 to maybe 50%, consolidate higher, and just shoot up and give you a second, third candle up. Whenever it does what it's doing right now, personality wise, there is weakness in the structure of the market. And the odds are we're going to have a switch trade coming in the 100 NT Rinko, which is a break below 52. And when that happens, And you could see also, you guys are not seeing this actually. Here we go. You're going to see a break below that 92.50, a potential break below that 92.50 in ES. And ES is known for being stuck in the range. That's how it operates most of the time. All right, we're establishing channel number 1. So you don't necessarily want to see any prices run up past 80. So what are we seeing here? We're seeing lower highs coming in against that channel. And we're seeing the fact that we really need to break that 52 in order for us to start making any more decisions in this market. Because that's a decision point right there. We break that level, rallies become shortable again. Right here, they're just in a tight consolidation, and consolidations have a purpose. And that purpose is to generate enough stops on both sides of the market. Then where most of the stops are at, that's where the market will typically gravitate toward and ends up flushing everybody out of there. So I don't want to make any decisions in which prematurely, like when you look at ES, I mean, what did they do? I mean, they flushed it lower, came back, ran it up to above the high of that rotation. I mean, let's just expand that. So look at that. I mean, when you see these dots anyway, all in sync, all in one direction, that gives you almost can draw a straight line in all of them. It tells you that the market is consolidating, but now they're trying to firm it up to the upside. That's what they're trying to do, and they're establishing channel number one. And I wouldn't be surprised if they hit target number one out of this sequence, which is 0275 against that captain setup. So they're showing a little bit of strength. So now if somebody wants to be short, they have to be looking at this level right here. A break below 96.94 area and a retest of this captain setup and a sell-off under it. Then rallies above become shortable. Here you go, target number one on ES, and you're getting trading above that channel. So that tells you something right there. You actually have a captain set up long on the 50 NT Rinco. So that is actually important to see right here. The odds of us getting to 600 is just increased right now with this captain setup. On the 50, they are very strong. So now the inclination is pullbacks are viable. Yeah, if we break the 89.50, if we break that 89.50, then I'll participate long on a breakout to 600, then a push to the 605 zone, and we'll see if that happens. If we break below 64, then I'm going to cancel that order. Not the 64, it's 77, excuse me. It's not a bad idea, Sheila. It's not a bad idea at all. I'm taking some profits here, but I think we should probably punch up to that 95 zone, and I'll take another look at a. Here it comes,
Order pending. Order filled.
and then I'll go one contract, and I want to go break even, but I have this stupid order down here.
Order pending.
Go break even for the rest of it, and here you go. Adios, amigos. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you. Thank you, thank you. And above 600, and I'm gonna go one tick below that and just let it run. And we'll go from there. So a lot of things worked out here. I mean, a lot of it has to do. Yeah, okay, so here we go. That's that. So that was a good trade. You got the 50 NT Rinko going for you. You got a captain setup switch trade on the 30 NT Rinko. You got the 100 NT Rinko in your favor. You got the clouds all across the board in your favor. ES is moving higher. I mean, all these factors coalesced for a profitable trade. The risk reward was understood. All right, so we got ourselves a rally back to the highs. I mean, go figure, right? But a lot of it. I mean, look at that. If Captain set up on the 50 NT wrinkle, right? And just right when that happened, I was like, okay, we gotta start getting thinking in terms of longs. And we ended up getting a Captain setup switch trade, which is even a better signal right there to get us going on the actual trade that I took a few minutes ago. So we got in at the 89 and got out at that close to that high of that range and left it alone. And there was a little bit of consolidation before the second leg to target number two happened. So good stuff. It's just we got to be patient and just wait for these kind of things. Just a reminder for everybody. I know it's today's Friday, but next week we're going to be off from the room. I'll be going to Oklahoma to spend some time with family and friends for Thanksgiving. So I'm going to be out, and we'll be back uh, that next Monday. And that next Monday will be November 29th. Okay. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody that celebrates it, and we'll see you guys once we get back. Right? I mean, obviously, we still have about a half an hour here in the room, and we're gonna just kind of continue to monitor this market. I'm looking for long signals on pullback. ES is at 47.06 after holding up. Let's just take a quick look at that one. So they grinded it higher, you know, right there was a little bit more room for a retest, and the market did that retest, came back in, gave you another retest, and held that 95-93 zone, and then off you go to target number one, target number two. It's a function of just waiting for that stuff to happen here, right? Yeah, thank you, Vishal. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. As far as ES is concerned, it's more okay. So pullbacks are buyable, but that does not mean you just buy them at any price. You have to have a specific reason to. For example, if the market pulls back to the middle of the range, like right here at 4701 into 4700, so that's a whole number. Then you get a captain setup long. I mean, by all means, just jump in with both feet in, because that's just a high probability event. And then you have a reason for that price to go up back to target number one, and then break out this formation and go to target number 2 and potentially target number 3 at 47.12 and a quarter. If you come back to these levels and give me a one candle reversal, a run up and a retest that is a higher low, then that's another good reason to get in long. But just for the price to just go down to these levels without giving me those two behaviors, it does not constitute an actual buy. So pullbacks are buyable, but that's just a statement of an environment, that the environment is bullish. Then at these certain areas, the market needs to demonstrate a high probability event for me to participate. And those are the kind of things that we go over with people once they're within our network. Make sense? No, it's not. So this is an example of a captain setup. So a minimum rotation of 2 candles, and this market gave you more. Then you have a 4 candle formation in which the price literally does not break that level, which is basically a close down, then a close up, a third close down, then a fourth close up. So what just happened here? What happened is the market failed to break and close under 93 and a quarter. So that means that price is just getting a lot of accumulation. The market really comes in and buy every single part of that range, and they closed it up right there. So the minute that happens, that that is the captain setup. So where else do you see it? That's a captain setup short. And I mean, they're very visually. I mean, there's no guessing any of this stuff. It's just a straight up formation. It happens. It's visual. You see it. You know exactly where you need to get in, because once the third candle present itself, you automatically put your order at 94, no questions asked. I mean, that's it. That is the order. That is the spot. That is the entry. Full stop. And that in this case that I'm pointing out to, it's a captain setup short. You need the 2 candle up within that formation, and that just happened there. Well, guess what? We have another one right here. Captain setup. So the market gave you more than 2 candles down, and then you got that formation. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the market fails to break below 85, and then you got an actual entry, and the entry at 87 and a quarter, and you have all you can eat in that rotation. Let's look at another one. Here we go. That's a captain setup right there. And that's another captain setup right there. One, and that actually comes in with a captain setup and a switch trade, and that's just another confirming rotation that we look at. So you got that going at 89.75. Actually, you get in there at that 87.50, and this one at 82.25, and then there's an add with on the switch trade at that 89.75, and an add here at 86. So here you go. One more time. You got this one right here that ran up. This one actually failed, but even the failures of these are a signal to flip it and just go the opposite direction. So that one actually ended up paying you on that flip. Same thing happened here, flip and ran. And this one is just a straight up captain setup that worked. So now, look at that. I mean, we're right at Globex. I mean, if they close at 0375, that will set up a stage for a push lower. $375. Very decent run up that we had on NQ. And based on that captain setup long that we were talking about and actually ended up participating in. But here you go. Whenever you see it happening on the 50 NT Rinko, it's just a solid setup. Now, if you get a captain setup switch trade on the 50 NT Rinko, guess what you're going to get? Almost a 92% profitable trade right there. So for the past year, we had 47 winning captain setup switch trades on the 50 NT Rinko, and only 3 that stopped you. So 50 trades that happen throughout the year. Okay, so it doesn't happen often, but when it happens, it's extremely high probability. And I'm not talking about just a captain setup, it's an actual captain setup switch trade. So out of 50 trades that happened, 47 of them worked, and only 3 of them stopped you. And the ones that stopped you, if you flipped the trade, you would have made money. It would have paid for the stop and made money. So that is something that if I see that one come on the 50 NT Rinko, I am jumping in with my 2 feet and the whole bit. Let me see if I can find you one here, guys. Okay, that's just captain setup short. That's the one that failed, just a captain setup. But what we're talking about is something very specific. Let's see if I can find it for you because it happened. Bear with me. Yeah, here we go. It's the one. So that's the formation I'm talking about. That's the captain setup. Okay, so the market kind of came back down, gave you that formation 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, this one gave you 5 and a 6. You don't see that often, but when you see it, okay. Sometimes takes more than 4 bars. That's just a perfect example. Okay, so then guess what the market did? It just ran up. So right there, it's an entry long that you could have made money off of. But okay, so you waited for the switch trade. One, and the switch trade is just it's a 3 candle formation. So this is a 4 candle or more formation, and this is a 3 candle formation. And then you got the close at 704.50. So how does this fail? Like if I'm looking at this and I'll say to myself, hey, this has failed. How do I figure that out? It's just literally them closing at 85.75, meaning that 4th candle comes back down and closes at 85.75. So So that's the entry right there, and then off you go. So that's the formation that I'm telling you over the past year. 50 of them showed up, and 47 won for one or more candles. And a lot of them, like you'll see moves where the market made like 100 points off of it. And the stops, three of them, and in the minute that this closes at 85.75, you're flipping the trade. You're going from long to short. Basically, you're covering your short and you're flipping it. Excuse me. You're covering your long and you're going short by flipping the order. And then off you go lower. And that's that. All right. So, what time is it here? We're almost done, right? Yeah, 15 minutes. So if you're looking at ES, they put a captain setup, right? So the entry right there is 0375, stop is 0675. They're already paying you one candle. So you're taking profits and going break even, or breaking or putting taking profit and putting a stop at 0550, depending on how aggressive you want to get. And then you're looking for a rundown into the O2 and the O1, and taking profits there too. So see that formation that they did here? They just did it on the opposite side of the market. So right there, you're collecting from 0375 so basically a point, and then you're looking for more. Selling pressure coming in in NQ at least, and you need momentum below that O2. So on ES right now, it's very critical for them to put a switch trade right here, which mean a close at 47.03. If they do that, then we are going to be in a situation where we have a captain setup short and a switch trade short, and then that is a high probability event for a sell off into the 4700 and potentially to the 98. But it's critical that this candle that we are in to close lower. Otherwise, they're going to be challenging the high of that range. So the captain setup gave us 1 point and a break even got us stopped out. Then it's just a function of now seeing that second behavior, which is the switch trade. We'll see. All right, guys. So that's it for me. We had overall not too bad of a session. Some winners, some losers. That the big one was this. I mean, we're down for the day, but we're the big trade was this right here, short, short, short into that rotation lower. Tried to hold on and push for a lower price. It got stopped out on the end with that one candle. But beyond that, and then we got this long on the captain setup switch trade on the 30 NT Rinko captain setup, long on the 50 NT Rinko. So there's a whole lot of stuff that was happening right here that was very bullish. And then we have multiple rotations from that going forward. And and channel number one uh, was still channel one, and channel two is long. ES, you really need a break below that 4703 for a continuation trade, which is a captain setup switch trade. Then let's take a look at YM. YM, what did they do? Oh, they put a captain setup switch trade right here, made you one candle and change. This one captain setup long. You're in a channel on the upside. Fairly decent price action. Not a lot of rotations again. Steady price action. Let's take a look at gold. A whole lot of choppiness around Globex. That's it. Nothing to really play around with. I mean, you got a run up with a one candle reversal, a second run up with on a lower high, and you got a one candle reversal. So this structure is a short structure. You're looking for target number one. Stop is anything above 95. Aggressive stop is all the way to 68.6. Let's see what else. Russell. Let's take a look at the Russell here. Actually, we got a lot of rotations in Russell today. Wow. It's a whole lot of movements going on here. Okay, there was a flush sell, and rotation lower, lower, lower. Rotations long, kept going, and now we're coming into rotations short. So there's a whole lot of action going on in that instrument. Um, all right, so let's take a closer look. Is that 6 NT Rinko? Yeah, that's why. It's a 6 NT Rinko. So you're gonna see a lot more action in the 6 NT Rinko. But ultimately, in this current rotation that we are in, yeah, we need to see something a little bit longer in duration. But we'll take a look at this here. If we get a rotation up to that 30, basically 351 to 352.2. So that box, if we get up there and then we put a captain setup or a formation that is a lower high, then that would be the area where I would go short, and the stop is literally one tick above, would be 52.7 on that rotation that would happen between 51 and 52.3. So that would be the structure that I would look at in Russell. Shorting here is very aggressive, and you're really looking for a one candle reversal pattern. A better one that gives you more room for profit is if we go between that 51 to that 52.3, then put on a structure. It's not good enough to just be in a place, but do something right in that place. So that's that. We talked about YM. How is that? A 6E. Yeah, let's take a look at 6E. Euro USD. Captain setup short, paid. Captain setup short, paid. Long rotations, and now the market is just dead. It's closed actually, but here we go. Let's see, 5 o'clock. Oh, look at that. Crap, look at that. That is so good. Captain setup short and a switch trade. Boom. You got a price action that is solid. So in the hierarchy of trades, captain setup with a switch trade holds more value than just a captain setup on its own. Why? Because think of it from terms of psychology, and I have to kind of get going here. I have to get ready for being out of town. But what you're seeing here is a captain setup, meaning, okay, we're expecting a failure, and the failure happened, or the continuation of the short. So it's the signal got triggered right here, and I'm talking about this current one right here because it's clear to see it. All right, so it triggered Triggered right there. So now so the price came in. So everybody that got short or got trapped long, the shorts got reversed on with this one candle reversal. The longs are hoping that whoever got stuck up there and added here, they're looking for a breakout. So guess what the market does? It gives you a confirmation that this structure altogether is still short. And then they break that candle in. So the shorts that got rolled over because they got in here or got in there saw their profits getting cut in half or their break even. So they're getting out, taking whatever they can get or breaking even. And the longs are getting trapped. So they by that behavior, they got rid of two type of traders from this rotation. And then they closed that candle. Now you have a captain set up switch trade, and these candles coming in is the confirmation that the longs are getting trapped and the shorts they 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 got rid of their position too early or got stopped out for a small when they shouldn't, and they're piling on, and that creates energy and momentum, and boom. So you gotta look at it from the perspective of psychology versus just a formation. I mean, a formation is a formation, but what's the psychology behind it? Why should it work? It should have a reason, and that's the reason. That's why you see whenever you see that type of behavior, off you go. Captain setups by themselves are a solid winners, but add to them that switch trade, and then you got one more thing, kind of round off this conversation. I guess I'm in a talking mood today. All right, so that candle, that fourth candle, let's assume it closes up, right? It happens. That's how they fail. Okay, that's how this formation fails. It doesn't happen often, but when it happens, that's how it happens. What do I do? Literally, let it fail and flip it, or just take the stop. But you have an option of flipping that trade, which is a long at here, and you're looking for a breakout at that point. What's the psychology is a rejection of that low from being sold, and buyers stepped in, most likely against a very important level, a whole number level, and we're right at it actually, and then a close there gives you a low risk, high reward scenario. So keep an eye on that formation. It's a high probability formation. And that's it for me, guys. And you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Again, just a reminder, I'll be out for the weekend, and I will be sending notices in our email. Uh, and have a blessed day, and enjoy your relaxing time with your family.